Who owns the Hwwa copyright? I'm Angela Langlotz, trademark and copyright attorney. I go live here weekdays to answer your trademark and copyright law questions. If you have questions, drop them into the comments below. I'll answer them on a future live. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get all of my newest videos. So the entire internet for the last week and a half has been talking about that Hwwa and spit on that thing video that has been circulating around. People have been making memes. Trademark applications have been applied for. There's all kinds of discussion. Somebody even made a really funny parody song about the whole thing. I'll see if I can find it and link to it in the comments. But this has been sort of a cultural viral phenomenon that has captivated everybody. And so people want to know, who owns the Hwwa copyright? Well, the answer is nobody. Yes, you heard that right. Nobody owns the copyright to the phrase Hwwa. Why? Because here in the United States, words and short phrases have been found to lack sufficient creativity to be capable of copyright protection. Let me explain. So copyright law gives creatives, we call them authors under copyright law, the ability to prevent other people from copying their work. Now, usually we think of creative works as things like poems or books or films or architectural plans or choreography or film scores or things like that. Anything creative can be protected under United States copyright law. Photographs, too, sculptures, things like that. So if it's creative, we can protect it under copyright law, and it's protected as soon as it's reduced to a tangible medium of expression. So as soon as you reduce it to something tangible, something we can see, perceive, feel, touch, anything like that, then it's copyright protected under US law, and you also have to register it in order to be able to enforce those copyright rights in federal court. So it has to be capable of copyright protection in order to get a copyright registration, and the United States Copyright Office will refuse to process your copyright application if they say that the work is not capable, it's not sufficiently creative to be protected under copyright law. So what has been found is that words and short phrases, because they're not terribly creative, are incapable of being protected under United States copyright law. I know some other countries may have different laws, but since we're talking about the United States, and I'm only licensed to practice in the United States, that's all I talk about. So it means that Hailey Welch, the woman who uttered that famous phrase, does not have any rights under copyright law to prevent other people from saying the phrase, to prevent other people from making crazy memes about the phrase, to prevent other people from selling goods or services that use the phrase. She also doesn't own the copyright to the video. Well, why? She appears on the video, so wouldn't that mean that she has some kind of copyright protection in the video? Well, no, because under copyright law, the person who's standing behind the camera, the person who clicks the shutter, or the person who films whatever video is being produced, that person is the owner of that protected work. We call it a work under copyright law, a work of authorship. So the person who filmed the video actually owns the video in which she said the famous phrase, right? So she doesn't have any right to stop that person from distributing the video or chopping up the video or doing whatever they want with the video because they own the video. But Angela, they were photographing her. Yes, but she was out in public and she volunteered to be filmed. Nobody forced her. Nobody twisted her arm. She was out in public. She chose to stop by and give an interview, and then she uttered the famous phrase, and now she's made a lot of money. And I actually heard, and I'll do a follow-up video about this, that she is threatening to sue people over the rights to the phrase Tuah. Sorry, babe, you don't have any rights under trademark or under copyright to that phrase. Anyway, that's my take on the whole situation. Oh, and by the way, this whole meme thing that the guy, whoever was behind the camera, filmed, this doesn't prevent other people from taking screenshots and making them into memes or making song parodies or using small portions of that video to make their own, crazy parodies or crazy memes, because parody is considered fair use under under copyright law, as long as it's transformative, right? We can talk more about that later. But he doesn't have the right, the author, to prevent other people from using short portions of that video to make their own parodies. Parody falls under fair use and is protected as a defense to any claims of copyright infringement. I'm Angela Langlotz. I go live here to talk about trademarks and copyrights. Drop a comment if you have questions, and I will answer those in a future live. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You'll get all of my newest material.